Not every world leader is born into privilege. Some are born into dust, heat, and struggle, and Narendra Modi was one of them. He was born on September 17, 1950, in a small town called Vadnagar in Gujarat, India. His family was poor, not just the we can afford luxuries kind of poor, but the kind where feeding 7 children every day was a miracle. His father ran a tea stall at the railway station, and young Modi, barely 8 or 9, helped him serve tea to passengers. While most kids played after school, Narendra wiped benches, boiled water, and watched the world rush by, one train at a time. But deep inside that boy was a quiet fire. Even as a child, he loved reading about warriors and saints. He wasn't drawn to money or comfort, he was drawn to purpose. There, he learned discipline, routine, and the idea that India was more than a country. It was something to be protected and shaped. At the age of 8, he joined the Rashtriya Swayamsevak Sangh, or RSS, a Hindu nationalist organization. But behind that routine, his life was already being decided. As a teenager, he lived a double life, serving tea in the morning, then attending RSS meetings in the evening. His family arranged his marriage to a young girl named Jashodaben when he was just 18, but he rejected it. For nearly 2 years, he wandered in silence. Modi walked away, from home, from comfort, from normal life, and disappeared. He traveled across India, lived in ashrams, meditated in the Himalayas. No interviews, no headlines, just strategy. He mastered logistics, managed campaigns, and quietly built his network. When he returned, he had no money, no property, no stable job. But he had something else, complete clarity. He promoted industrial growth, electricity reforms, and infrastructure. Gujarat became a magnet for business. He wanted power, not for fame, but to shape the nation. He officially joined the BJP in the late 80s, not as a leader, but as a ground-level organizer. He stayed behind the scenes. 59 people died. What followed were some of the most horrific communal riots in modern Indian history. In 2001, Gujarat was rocked by a devastating earthquake. Over 20,000 people died. The state's chief minister resigned. The BJP took a gamble. They chose Modi, a man who had never contested an election, to take charge. He became chief minister, and that's when the world truly saw his style. He cut through red tape, fast-tracked rebuilding, streamlined administration, but then came the darkest chapter of his life. In 2002, a train carrying Hindu pilgrims was set on fire in the town of Gujarat. Over 1,000 people, mostly Muslims, were killed. Homes burned, women raped, children lost. The world watched in horror. Modi was accused of doing nothing, or worse, enabling it. And most of all, he told a story, not of politics, but of a chaiwala rising to lead 1.2 billion people. International outrage followed. The US denied him a visa. Human rights groups demanded accountability. Investigations were launched, but no charges stuck. The BJP secured a full majority. For the first time in decades, a single man didn't just lead a party, he dominated the nation. For the global elite, he became a symbol of danger. But for many Indians, especially in Gujarat, he became a symbol of strength. He won election after election. Business thrived, cities grew, and slowly, his reputation shifted from controversial to efficient. By 2013, India was exhausted. The ruling Congress party was drowning in corruption scandals. The economy was stagnating, the youth were angry, the middle class frustrated. Modi was ready. He launched a campaign unlike anything India had seen. Hologram rallies, social media blitz, powerful slogans. The country went into chaos, long lines, cash shortages, businesses paralyzed. To his voters, he was finally cracking down on black money. Ek din aane wale hain, good days are coming. Sabka Saath, Sabka Vikas, development for all. He spoke in a way people understood. He promised action, not excuses. People accused him of dividing the country along religious lines. In 2014, Modi won in a landslide. As Prime Minister, he moved fast. He launched Make in India to boost manufacturing, Swachh Bharat to clean streets and build toilets. Critics blamed the government for not preparing, for hosting rallies and religious events amid the outbreak. Digital India to bring internet access to the masses. Jan Dhan Yojana to open bank accounts for the poor. Slowly, the country recovered, the economy reopened. The damage lingered, but the headlines faded. He became known for bold moves, and none bolder than demonetization. In 2016, Modi suddenly announced that 86% of India's currency would no longer be valid. Critics called it economic suicide, but Modi's approval rating stayed high. To the common man, he looked fearless. In global forums, India now spoke with confidence. In 2019, he returned to power with even more seats than before. This time, he didn't just focus on development. He began reshaping the soul of the country. Doesn't take favors? His only indulgence is power, and using it, always, on his terms. He revoked Article 370, stripping Kashmir of its special status. Supporters saw it as long overdue unity. Critics saw it as a dangerous overreach. He passed the Citizenship Amendment Act, offering fast-track citizenship to non-Muslim immigrants from neighboring countries. Protests erupted, but Modi didn't flinch. He spoke less, appeared more. Let actions, or silence, do the talking. Then came COVID. India entered one of the world's strictest lockdowns. Millions of migrant workers were stranded. Unemployment soared. The poor suffered deeply. In 2021, a brutal second wave overwhelmed hospitals. Oxygen ran out. Bodies floated in rivers. Modi stayed quiet. And then, he pivoted again, launching one of the world's fastest vaccination drives. He kept building massive infrastructure projects, the UPI revolution, record-breaking space missions, electric mobility, AI initiatives, and a stronger, louder foreign policy. He stopped relying on Western approval. He met Putin, Biden, Xi, and Zelensky, all on his own terms. And don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more stories that reveal the real journey behind the headlines. Yet, at home, tensions deepened. Journalists were arrested, dissenters silenced, NGOs shut down. Religious polarization increased. Critics accused him of weakening democracy. But for many, none of that mattered, because for them, he gave electricity, roads, toilets, bank accounts, pride, presence, power. In his own words, Modi never took a holiday in decades. He works 18 hours a day, doesn't drink, doesn't smoke. He is loved, feared, revered, criticized. To his supporters, he is the savior India waited for. To his critics, he is the danger they feared. But here's what no one can deny. Narendra Modi rewrote the rules of Indian politics. From a railway platform to the highest office in the land, his story is not just about ambition. It's about transformation. He didn't follow the system, he became it. The question is, how will history remember him? As the man who lifted India into greatness? Or the one who bent its soul to fit his vision? Only time will tell. If this story moved you, share it with someone who needs to hear it.